I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes.
Good
You can
evening,
remove your mask. You can remove your mask. Audio is not clear.
Good evening all. எங்களுக்கு முழுமையான குணமளிக்கும் திறனை தாரும் நோயாரின் துன்பம் தீர்க்கும் திறன் நமக்கு வழங்கப்பட்டது எப்படிப்பட்ட சிறப்புரிமை என்பதை பணிவுடன் நாம் உணர்வோமாக. எல்லா குழந்தைகளுக்கும் அவர்தம் குடும்பத்தினருக்கும் அவர்களின் சமுதாய நிலைப்படி மற்றும் சாதி மத பிரிவுகளை பாராமல் நலம், கற்றல், ஈகை, அன்பு, அமைதி ஆகியவற்றின் தூதுவர்களாக என்றும் இருப்போமாக. நம்மால் முடிந்தவற்றை மாற்றவும் நல்லவற்றை உள்வாங்கவும் மாற்ற முடியாதனவற்றை காரணத்துடன் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளவும் போதுவான மெய்யறிவும் புரிதலும் எங்களுக்கு வழங்குக. உங்களது வாழ்த்துக்களையும் அருளையும் கருணையும் எல்லா சூழல்களிலும் நேரங்களிலும் அனைத்து மக்களிடையே கொடுத்து அருளுங்கள். நன்றி.
Thank you. Now may I request Dr. A. Jalil Ahmed, Program Coordinator, to give the starting remarks about the oration.
மாலை வணக்கம். எல்லா புகழும் இறைவனுக்கே. Good evening all. I welcome our lovable, honorable President IAP 2022, Professor R. Ramesh Kumar, for this August gathering of 24th annual Sivasubramaniam oration. This time it is the e-Oration because of the prevailing e-variant. On behalf of IAP, I announce this 24th oration, Sivasubramaniam oration, which is going to be presented by none other than our own President, Professor R. Ramesh Kumar sir. So on behalf of IAP Coimbatore and Tamil Nadu IAP and all the office bearers and members, we welcome you, and I hand over now the podium to Fauzia to conduct the program. Before that, about the oration, I just wanted to tell a few messages about Sri Sivasubramaniam. Sri K. Sivasubramaniam, fondly known as GTK Mani to one and all, hailed from an agricultural family at Udumulpet, a village surrounded by green fields under the long shadows of the Western Ghats. Besides being keenly interested in agricultural operations, he was also a talented textile technologist, having procured his textile diploma from Bolton University, United Kingdom. Being a technocrat by himself, Sri GTK Mani was instrumental in the establishment of various industries in the textile and textile-related engineering field. His excellent service to these industries is beyond description. He was also a great philanthropist, making limitless contribution to noble cause. A keen lover of nature, he was also evincing an ardent desire in protecting the environmental beauty and the values of enchanting surrounding. Always pleasing with excellent behaviors and lovable to move with, he was ever first to appreciate natural talents. He provided solid support for every painstaking effort and reached out to others in his own friendly way. Whatever be the time of the day, everyone will be drawn to his smile right away. He was a dedicated sportsman by himself, having partaken a leading role in many games, especially cricket and volleyball. He was always having a soft corner for great sports personalities and viewed for the development of their status. He evinced keen interest in nurturing volleyball in and around every rural corner of this country and was also instrumental for the development of the Indian team in the international volleyball arena. Sir, we pray for you on behalf of IAP Coimbatore. Our heartfelt thanks for the family of Sri Vijay Krishna and his wife Rajarajeshwari and the daughters Shivani Vijay Krishna and Samita Vijay Krishna. This is the 24th oration. Now I declare this oration on this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Dr. Jayavardhana, President, IAP Coimbatore, to give the welcome address and introduce the guest speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we are here to listen to our branch annual Sivasubramaniam oration on healthy air and healthy children. The World Health Organization recognizes air pollution as a leading risk factor for major chronic diseases, including asthma, lung diseases, heart diseases, as well as cancer. Every child has the right to have a healthy environment, and all of us have a role to play. It is my privilege to introduce the speaker of the evening, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, President, CAP, who is the best person in the academy right now, who steers many child welfare programs at national level. We are thankful for readily agreeing to deliver our 24th oration about this most important topic in your hectic schedule, sir. Our speaker, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, has a great and balanced career in clinical medicine, administration, academics, advocacy, and advocacy to many national programs and policies. He has been in IAP academic service in the past 2 decades, served excellently in almost all the posts in the academic ladder. An excellent speaker, friendly and easily approachable person. Sir, currently working as a consultant and the head of the pediatrics at Apollo Hospital, Cochin. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Ramesh Kumar, President, CAP. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Professor M. Ramasamy, sir, for felicitation.
Professor Ramesh Kumar, I welcome you.
Thank you.
And we pediatricians in Coimbatore are extremely happy to have you. Because when I went through a curriculum vitae, I was absolutely pleased and impressed by the amount of sustained interest you had shown in the environmental area. And as remarked by our president, the crowded environment and the highly polluted air are major causes of morbidity, to certain extent mortality as well. So we are all very keen to listen to you based on your years of experience in this field. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Rajendran, Secretary, IAP TNSC, to felicitate.
Respected our National President, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, sir, is a well-known person, and he is, I can say, this is a common man president. I think he can, wherever he is going, he knows all names without anybody. I think it's a lot of memory power. I really amazing his personality as well as his memory power. I welcome Dr. Ramesh Kumar, sir, and I respected our Dr. Jalil Ahmed, sir, is a coordinator, and Secretary-elect Dr. Tirumurugan, sir, and Coimbatore IAP President Dr. Jayavardhana, Secretary Dr. Pausiamol, and President Dr. Muruganandam, our mentor Guru Dr. M. Ramasamy, sir, and President-elect Coimbatore IAP Dr. Srinivasan, and incoming Secretary-elect Dr. Mullai Balaji, and President 2024 Dr. Rashmi Santi, and Dr. Balasankar from Madurai is President-elect 2023. On behalf of IAP TNSC, I welcome one and all, and really happy that I am here to felicitate you. And really, Dr. Ramesh Kumar is deserved for this oration. And once again, on behalf of IAP GNSC, I appreciate all the delegates as well as senior persons to here. I really appreciate Dr. Vijay Krishna, sir. I am following him almost past 15 years, and he's one of the good, and he's wherever that important things, he'll donate and he will appreciate our association growth. And really thank Dr. Vijay Krishna, sir. And I thank Dr. Nandini Kumaran, madam, and all the persons who has helped me. And once again, I thank one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I request Professor Srinivasan, sir, to felicitate?
Yes.
Yeah, so Dr.
Yes.
Ramesh Kumar, of course, is known for his interest in allergic disorders and asthma. So the right person has been asked to come and talk about it. So I know him for a long time, and he has always been there with me, and he used to come and always have a chat with me whenever I used to go to Kerala. His interest in academics is something amazing, and he has always been very encouraging. And of course, he is coming towards the end of his tenure as president. I wish him all the best, and I hope he continues to be in the academics along with his practice. And thank you, and wish you all the best, and wish you all a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Balashankar, sir, to felicitate?
Sir, good evening, everybody, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Sorry, I couldn't join fully. I thank IAP Coimbatore for giving me this opportunity to felicitate Dr. Ramesh Kumar, our beloved president of IAP. Ramesh Kumar, I have noted his name and this my phone as Quiz Ramesh Kumar. Actually, I've been associated with him as a quiz master for zonal coordinator of IAP UG quiz. That's how I have been associated, and more than 15 years I am associated with him. Such an energetic person, one of the most energetic persons I have ever seen, who is able to do both academics, practice, and academy work also to so great extent. Such an energetic person and a very fit person also to give this oration. And I know he is very much interested in environmental science and its connection with the human health. And he gets the environment chapter also, I think. So he is a fit person to give a oration on that topic, right? The air and the quality of the health of the children. Okay. So I welcome you, sir, and I am very eager to listen to your presentation. And I wish you all the best also. Thank you once again for the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Alav Gupta, sir, to felicitate?
Thank you, Coimbatore branch. And it is really an honor to be sharing the platform with the dignitaries of Coimbatore and listening to Dr. Ramesh Kumar, our beloved president of IAP 2022. We have been closely associated since last more than 2 decades or so. And Kerala has been one of my favorite places to be in. And there are so many friends, and Dr. Ramesh Kumar is one of my closest friends in Kerala. And it is really an honor to be, I'm very eager to listen to him deliver the oration on environment, which the chapter he headed in 2018 onwards, I think. And he did a wonderful job heading the chapter and took the environment chapter to very great heights. And now the environment chapter is being looked upon as a child-friendly initiative. And recently, the environment chapter formed the Green Conference Initiative, and we are further wanting to create green initiatives for the workplace, schools, and homes. So it is all because of the dynamic ability of Dr. Ramesh Kumar, who showed the way in the environment chapter, and we really owe a great to him, the environment chapter. Thank you, Dr. Ramesh Kumar. Thank you, Professor Srinivasan sir, for the blessings, and Dr. Jalil Ahmed and all others from the Coimbatore. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Srinivasan, President, IAP Coimbatore 2023 to felicitate. Sir?
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Respected senior colleagues, the fellow IAPians, and my dear friends, it's an honor to share this platform with you all today, and which is a wonderful event. We all know that Coimbatore IAP has been a forefront in the academic activities in and around India, and it is very honor. I'd like to first congratulate Dr. Jalil sir and Coimbatore IAP for conducting this oration for past 24 years untiringly. And I would like to congratulate and thank them for introducing such a dynamic speaker for past 24 years from and around the world. And at this moment, I would like to congratulate Dr. Ramesh Kumar for accepting this honor and coming to the platform. It is a great blessing for all the Coimbatore IAPians to hear his oration, because he's one of the best academicians and he's been dedicating himself to this IAP in the last 1 year, and we've been seeing his work, and such a very good academician. I would like to also thank all the fellow senior IAPians who have been here on this platform, especially from the National IAP Forum as well as the State IAP Forum, to join with us for this oration. And once again, I congratulate everyone and thanks for joining this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Nandini ma'am to felicitate?
Good evening, dignitaries and senior pediatricians from the national level, state level, my colleague pediatricians and the participants. It is a great honor to felicitate Dr. Ramesh Kumar, who's been a very active person in our Indian Academy of Pediatrics, held the prestigious post of the president in 2022. And he's such, we'd seen him even from the COVID times on the web conferences, and with a lot of interest in respiratory medicine. And as Dr. Alok Gupta said, his environment, his interest in IAP environment chapter, and therefore with his interest in pediatric respiratory medicine and environmental health, I think he's the apt person to deliver the today's oration on healthy air and healthy children. And we are very eager to listen to you, sir. Hearty congratulations and best wishes, and advance New Year greetings to one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, lastly, may I request Dr. Tirumuruga Sarani, sir, who's Secretary IAP TNSC 2023-24, to felicitate.
It's a great honor to be here to listen to the oration by Professor Ramesh Kumar sir. All I can say is that probably he is the best CIAP president we had, if not one of the best. And it's really an honor to be here to be listening to this particular oration. Sir, thank you very much for accepting. And it's an honor not only for IAP Coimbatore, but also for IAP TNSC. We want to listen to you without any further delay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, lastly, before the oration, may I request Dr. Jayalakshmi R. Nair, who is the ophthalmologist and medical retina consultant, and Mrs. Ramesh Kumar to honor our guest speaker with a medallion and citation. Ma'am.
Okay, she is around. She is around. Okay.
Yeah, we must come in the listing.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Presentation is visible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
sir.
This is. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to the oration. Over to you, sir.
President of Coimbatore chapter, Dr. Jayavarthane, President-elect Dr. Srinivasan, Coimbatore, Secretary, Tamil Nadu chapter, Dr. Rajendran, Secretary-elect Dr. Tirumurugan, the Treasurer of Coimbatore branch,
Muruganandan. Muruganandan.
and then I'm getting just a minute, sorry. Dr. Samir Dalwais, Dr. Muruganandan, the seniors on the platform, the most respected Dr. Ramasamy, the mentor of Coimbatore branch, Dr. Vijayakrishna and Dr. Rajeshwari, the family of Dr. Sivasubramaniam, Dr. Nandini Kumaran, and the teacher of teachers, Dr. Srinivasan sir, Pondicherry Srinivasan sir, we call Srinivasan sir, Dr. Lakshmi Shanti, President 2024 of Coimbatore, Dr. Fausia, the Secretary of Coimbatore branch, and Dr. Balashankar, the President-elect of Coimbatore at the TNSC, and well, of course, the program coordinator and my beloved friend, Dr. Jalil Ahmad, and all my good friends and seniors in IAP Coimbatore, IAP Tamil Nadu, and on the platform, and my dear friend from the Environment Chapter, the past president of Environment Chapter, the renowned environmentalist, I must say, Dr. Alok Gupta from Jaipur. And dear friends, Vanakkam and good evening. It's my great privilege to be there with you on this evening to deliver the oration of a great soul and a great academician, an organizational man, as we have heard about him, a human to the core, was a loving enthusiast on all grounds, a sports person and all grounds, Dr. Sivasubramaniam, and my tributes and pranams to the memories of Dr. Sivasubramaniam on this platform. We are so privileged that Dr. Vijayakrishna and Dr. Rajeshwari are here with us on this today. And thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And thanks all the seniors, good friends of IAP Tamil Nadu and Coimbatore and across the country who have joined, my good friends who have joined for the session here today. Friends, we really wanted to have the oration on a physical platform in Coimbatore, and myself and Dr. Jalil were really working on it. And in fact, last 3-4 months, but unfortunately, we could not find a suitable time, maybe in the earlier days, and now that the COVID threat is around, the suggestion is there to hold it on the virtual platform. And that does not underrate the oration at any grounds, and we're definitely having a good platform and a good number of good friends. And it's equally heartening to have all my good friends on the platform, their cheerful faces on one go, and have my good friends to be with me on this day for the oration. Well, the topic, or rather, we really wanted to push something important for this oration as a title, and I really thought about that healthy air, and even today morning, I could not put that paper. Is here. It's from the Times of India. Actually, today it is there as what do you say, that several flights, trains delayed as Delhi under 18-hour fog cover. And you say the air quality in the capital remain very poor, with the air quality index at 339 on a scale of 0 to 500. This is today's news from Times of India. So 339 means most unhealthy. So this is the scenario right now, and where are we heading to? So just have a quick look or a look for the next 30 minutes or so. Have a look at what are the concerns on the air quality, or what exactly ourselves or the country or the generation is providing to the children who are to join ahead for this on this, who are going to be here. And Dr. Ramakrishna here, I believe Dr. is welcome, sir. Dr. Ramakrishna Paramasa is here, I think, and thank you very much, sir. You have been noted as office bearer. I could not locate you. Thank you very much. And with your permission, I am sharing my screen. So friends, this could be a overview of the current status. My screen is fine, isn't it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's fine, sir.
Okay. So it could be I will take you through the current status of the quality of air that we provide to our children, or better, we ourselves are live with, but maybe of our children, and how it rates them and how it affects them on the whole. And of course, we all feel, we are pretty sure it is air pollution and it is unhealthy, but let's have a overall look at it. And this is what I was currently talking about, the air quality index currently. And it is something around air pollution shortens the average Indian life expectancy by 5.2 years. Just some stats to appraise you regarding where we stand as in India. It's 1.4 billion people in India live in areas where the air pollution exceeds the WHO guidelines. And since 1998, the average annual particulate pollution has increased by 48%. This is the WHO data. You can see how the North Indian belt is badly affected, especially UP and right from stretching from Rajasthan to Calcutta, how it's mostly affected. And this is the air quality index. We rate it from 0 to 500, and something less than 50 is considered good. Something 50 to 100 is considered moderate, or up to 100 to 150 for unhealthy for sensitive groups like those with asthma. And again, 150 to 250 will be something unhealthy. And above 250 is considered very unhealthy, and more than 500 is considered hazardous. And right now, as I rated, the air quality index in Delhi is 389. So it's very unhealthy as it stands now. And many a time, even 2-3 years back, 2018, the winter in November in Delhi, post Diwali, the air quality index has gone beyond 500 or even beyond 600 post Diwali. So that is because Delhi being nestled in the Himalayas, and we have the post winter, the winds are not there, and the unhealthy air remains as if it is in a bowl. So it cannot escape. The smog is very much, the urban smog is very much visible. So we, in many parts of our country, fall under unhealthy, very unhealthy and hazardous territory. The most polluted cities, just for your info, have a look. This is the top 10 polluted cities in the world are in India. As you see, Gurugram, Ghaziabad, then again Faridabad, Bhiwandi, Noida, Patna, again Lucknow. So these are the top 10 polluted cities in the world. They are called the Indian cities are number 7. And currently, as you understand, just for your information, as it Coimbatore, I believe as I had a look at it, it is 132, the air quality index of Coimbatore, and it's not that bad. As you say, it's a little bit of moderate or something, okay, fine, 132 compared to the international standards. And Coimbatore used to have maybe 3-4 years back, when I was going to scanning some literature, they had some of these very good air quality index in certain seasons, something around 35 or 40. And current Indian cities, maybe Satna in Madhya Pradesh is cited to have the best air quality index. Even the Aiswal in Mizoram, most of the year they are having the best air quality. So even my district, Pathanamthitta in Kerala, also have boasts about some of the best air quality index ranging to something 40. So that's about an overall picture of where we stand currently now. The disease burden is air pollution. As you understand, it produces ill effects on all systems of human body, and worldwide outdoor air pollution contributes to 800,000 deaths per year and 4.76 million healthy life years lost per year. This is just to appraise you regarding the burden, and this is a rough index. So then why, as you are all very clear, being informed about, children are most affected by the polluted air. And let's have a look at why this unique vulnerability of children is there. The children have got a unique vulnerability, we always say, for air pollution. This is because this basically children have got a rapid or higher resting metabolic rate. They have got inhale more pollutants per kilogram of body weight than do adults. So the pollutants, whatever they, even if their body weight is less, they will inhale more pollutants. And even since the airways are narrower, whatever irritation is caused by these pollutants, they result in proportionately greater airway obstruction. And maybe explorative behavior of children, more exposure, they move around the ground, and that again contributes. So you can see here the breathe, they stay closer to the ground, and then naturally more pollutants are there. And increased air intake, as I have mentioned. Then another important aspect is the ongoing lung development, because as we understand, the pulmonary capillaries as well as the alveoli, the proliferation happens till the age of 2 years. And maybe from 2 to something around 7 to 8 years, the alveolar expansion occurs. The lung grows by alveolar expansion. And the lung development is complete only until the adult stature is reached somewhere in the adolescence. So lung keeps rapidly growing. And in this growing period, as you feel, any insult in a growing period is always vulnerable, increases the vulnerability. So that's how the children, with the increased inhalation of pollutants per kilogram body weight, and increase ongoing lung development, the injury that is happening to the lung or the insults that happen to the lung are much more compared to the adults. And then let us have a quick look at how these pollutants, you understand the pollutants are actually basically the respirable particles, or it can be gases, respirable gases. So if it's a gas, if what happens, the deposition where it goes in the airways, that is actually determined by the solubility of the gas, solubility. So suppose it's a gas with a high solubility like sulfur dioxide. It ends up in the eyes, nose, pharynx, larynx, the upper airways. Suppose it's something with a medium solubility, it goes down into the trachea and bronchi, and it something like ozone. So the initial level of impact or maximum impact will be in the trachea or bronchi. And if a respirable gas with low solubility is there, it goes further down, something like bronchioles and alveoli there straight away, because they don't end up anywhere, they go lower down, like nitrogen dioxide. So this is something, the quality or the nature of the pollutants, the respirable gases, depending on their water solubility, they get deposited. Again, if it is a particle size pollutant, it depends on the particle size. The size matters, because the coarse particles, something around 2.5 to 10 microns, they end up somewhere in the upper airways, the trachea and the other airways. Suppose it's fine particles like less than 2.5 microns, the same as you use in our inhalers, the MDAs, they use the micron less than 2.5 microns, they go lower down and they're down into the terminal bronchioles and alveoli. So here, if there is a particle, the particle pollutant, the size, if it is smaller one, they go lower down. So there are two determinants. One is the water solubility for a respirable gas, and the size of the particle for a particulate matter. So air pollution basically, so it falls into two categories. Always we talk about outdoor pollution, which is not in our hand many a time, and the indoor pollution where there are many modifiable factors where we can actually make it better. Major outdoor pollutants, these are called as the criteria pollutants. The National Air Quality Index of the United States, they always put it as what is the criteria pollutants, the 5 major air pollutants, outdoor pollutants. They are particulate matter, ozone, the nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, sulfur. So one compound of nitrogen oxide, carbon, sulfur, each compound plus particulate matter and ozone. Let's have a quick look at how each one of these behave and how important are they. So the main sources of these pollutants are basically before that, these are the combustion of fossil fuels. You can see this is something, a picture with a courtesy from WHO, Dr. Professor Ruth Etzel, who is a renowned environmentalist from the Pennsylvania, US, and she has been heading the environmental chapter, the International Pediatric Association Environmental wing has been headed by Professor Ruth Etzel. It's her pictures was basically. This is, you can see, this is from Poland, and basically this is a soft coal. This coal actually, the soft coal or brown coal, it is more hazardous, and that is this man is shoveling this into the basement actually in the winter season to tide off the cold of season. And it again here in the industrialist countries is mostly the diesel exhaust. And this is another volcano eruption. This is actually from the Mount Susubu in Washington, where this in the city itself there got a volcano. And even in Philippines, many other places, the volcano eruption is there that produces a lot of sulfur and sulfur compounds. So these are natural, these are man-made, and this is again for protection, something which comes as a from our daily needs. So industrial process, agricultural process, anything, even natural process like thunderstorms and volcanoes, they can produce this pollution. And particulate matter, even I was wondering, even before maybe when I started initially into the environment sector, I was wondering whether particulate matter is a solid or a liquid one. So then later I realized it's actually a complex mixture of particles that can be solid, liquid, or both. So it can be suspended particles in the liquid form, or aerosols, or the solid form. So they vary in size, composition, origin. They are the main sources are the volcanoes, the storms, as I have noted earlier, or in the power plants or industry. And particulate matter, basically they damage the lungs by they increase acute respiratory morbidity, they decrease lung growth and function, pneumonia, asthma, they are all precipitated by this particulate matter. Again, nitrogen oxides, as I have seen earlier, the power plants, industry, the volcanoes. Basically, nitrogen comes from the natural sources, volcanoes, lightning, bacteria, etc. And nitrogen oxides, they produce emphysema, increase airway reactivity. Just to apprise you regarding what exactly are the pollutants. The carbon monoxide, you know, the main sources, incomplete combustion of fuel. This is very important because we see many the firewoods, especially the raw firewoods, they have got incomplete combustion. The incomplete combustion produces more carbon monoxide rather than the ripe ones. And especially the vehicle exhaust, industry, fires, etc., they all produce carbon monoxide. And as we all have been learning right from the medical school, it combines with the hemoglobin in blood, reduces oxygen carrying capacity, and children with anemia, heart disease, or chronic lung disease, all these are more affected. Then again, the most important ones are the diesel exhaust particles. They are also particulate matter. So this is like petrol versus diesel. Which one is better? Or this is an age-old dilemma is there, the petrol car or diesel car. So here you see diesel vehicles produce 1,500 times more particles than petrol vehicles. But then there is a paradox here. Quickly, you can see the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide and benzene, as they are actually more emission is more from petrol vehicles compared to diesel vehicles. But the more hazardous ones like particulate matter, the polyaromatic hydrocarbons, the PAH, sulfur dioxide, they are all 4+ when compared to diesel, where there's a petrol is only 1. So these are the ones which pollute the atmosphere like anything. So overall, we must definitely put it in the diesel cars as much more hazardous to the environment than the petrol cars. But the emission of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide are comparatively more in petrol. And you can see this is a study from Dr. Paramesh, our own doyen of environmental health and allergy from Bangalore. It was published in Indian Journal of Pediatrics in 2002. Sir studied something around 6,000+ children from Bangalore, from the schools in Bangalore. And you can see how the vehicles are jammed outside the territory. So twofold increase in prevalence of asthma and allergy among children who have in such schools, or because of the traffic density near the schools. And here there is a good study actually seeing so DEP's increased allergenicity by even the pollens. If there are the trees, the pollens, the trees in the highway side, when they are exposed to these diesel exhaust particles, the pollens become more allergenic. by themselves, if they are in a valley or themselves, they are in a field, they are not that hazardous. But when the combined effect of these are many studies are there, because there is the grass pollens, when they combine with all these Lexos particles, the implications are much more. So that's an important study, or that's a very interesting study. And again, another important air pollutant is the sulfur dioxide. It basically comes from, as you said, the brick kilns, and this is actually very common in our place. They are Ankama, the Cochin, and near the suburbs of Cochin, where they have got brick kilns. And many a time we see that the child develops asthma or other respiratory morbid disorders much more when they come to mother's house or the father house. They move, and then there are brick kilns. They emit a lot of, I think, sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. So that's acid aerosol and acid rains. All these things happen. And basically, this sulfur dioxide contributes to bronchoconstriction in a big way. And the chronic bronchitis, slowing of bronchial mucosity. So sulfur dioxide is important in the airway disorders. And we always had heard about the Diwali effect. And this one, as I was mentioning at the introductory remarks straight away, the post-Diwali season, Delhi and Haryana and the suburbs of Delhi, the NCR region, every time experience a rising incidence of asthma and allergic disorders post-Diwali season. This is basically because of what you say, the sulfur dioxide is released during the combustion of, the crackers and then airway inflammation, bronchoconstriction. So these are all particulate matters, and this is a clear evidence of how there are studies that previously the incidence of asthma goes to 3 or 4-fold in the post-Diwali season. So there is absolutely nothing else is required to document the effect of sulfur dioxide when it comes in plenty into the atmosphere. So again, the mean changes in this is another, again, the same study before Diwali, you can see, and during Diwali, you can see the up and then after Diwali. So that ambient sulfur dioxide values reached 200 times above the safety limits recommended by WHO in the Diwali season. So this is should open our eyes much more to the use of crackers during Diwali, and I am sure that the current generation of parents are more concerned about it, and there is much more sensitization in the public in the use of crackers and others during the festival seasons. Another is the ozone, and this is an interesting aspect about ozone. We always say ozone is layer is damaged. Then, but at times when you speak about ozone as a pollutant, where do we stand? But basically, ozone has got two components: the good ozone and the bad ozone. Good ozone is in the upper strata of the atmosphere, the stratosphere, higher layers of the stratosphere, and where it shields the Earth or from the ultraviolet radiations. But there is something called the bad ozone, which goes to the atmosphere or the lower layers of the atmosphere where we live. It is actually formed by the sunlight, the volatile organic compounds with the nitrogen and oxygen, and so this ozone is O3. So the oxygen is released, hydrocarbons with the nitrogen oxides plus sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, only ozone is formed. So it is a maximum in the hot stagnant air, and it peaks late afternoon. This is an important in our counseling aspects, in the sense. The ozone is maximum in the 3 to 5 p.m. period. So whenever you arrange your physical activity in the schools or in the schools, they have got the physical training periods, PT periods. To 3 to 5 p.m. in the ground, in the sun, may not be that welcome, because that gives a lot of ozone, and ozone, ozone of course has got a lot of damages. It's like a sunburn of the lungs. Ozone, it's not that good. It's a powerful oxidant. And you see the oxidant damage, increased neutrophils, inflammatory cytokines, and eye, nose, throat irritation. So it's like wherever possible, we should come down on the children being in the outdoor or in the sun during 3 to 5 period. And many a time the PT periods previously used to be in the afternoons, 3:30 to 4, but currently many schools they fix it in the morning, or it's a welcome change, which has happened over the years. Maybe in our school time, it was only 3 to 4 mostly. And then another one, apart from the listed criteria, the criteria pollutants, these are called the hazardous air pollutants. They certain specific situations or certain specific occasions, they become hazardous. Like arsenic is damaging to the lungs, benzene produces leukemia, vinegar chloride in liver, carcinomas, nickel is. There are certain carcinogens, but they are not that ubiquitous. Certain specific situations, and certain specific organs, they can produce some amount of damage, carcinogens. These are listed as hazardous air pollutants. So having had a look at the outdoor pollutants, you have just have a look at the indoor air pollutions. So outdoor air pollution is basically not in our hands. The regulatory agencies, the government or the public or the municipality corporations, they all have to regulate and come down on the pollution level and execute stringent measures to control the outdoor pollution. But then indoor pollution is something which knowing completely well and how our family settings are there, we can work a lot on it. And here indoor quality is influenced. Basically, there is one aspect is there. Whatever you do, the indoor air quality is to a certain extent influenced by the outdoor air pollution. Vehicles, industrial plants, you are living on the roadside, highway side, you are living in a Panchayat road where a lot of dust is being cooked up by the small vehicles flying up and down. So all this, but then if you close the windows to the outside and if you are, of course, it depends on the comfort zone, the Pakka or Kacha houses. Many may not be fortunate to that good Pakka houses, and many the good number of our Indian population doesn't have that facility to, what do you say, they're totally exposed to the roadside environment. So outdoor pollution certainly has got its good effect on the indoor air quality. But all said and done, there are certain things which we can do inside the house. Maybe that these are multifactorial, certain factors which we can ourselves can counsel the parents and come down on it. And basically, the first thing is secondhand tobacco smoke, fuels used for heating and cooking, whether the firewood and other components, then the poorly ventilated spaces, overcrowded homes, habits. Just like open fire cooking stoves produce heavy smoke. You can see this child sitting here, and the kerosene is there, the firewood is burning, people are sitting beside, they don't have any other way, any other go. And there may be the socioeconomic status compounds the issues. People, a good number of the population in our country still use the firewood as and even cow dung, many places in the interiors, cow dung is also used. These cow dung, firewood, and they're all emit so much of particulate matter and carbon monoxide and the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, etc. So this strongly linked to pneumonia and other aspects. You can, well, of course, this is something not that can be come out of it on a fine morning, but even the middle class or the families in our country who are good with the government schemes have been using the gas for the cooking, and we are out of this firewood. Maybe in another a decade or so, the whole country could be out of this firewood, using this firewood in even the rural population. And again, the tobacco smoke is something which definitely should come out, and especially the children. You can see here that this grandpa, how curiously these children are looking at him and enjoying the way he is, the self-proclaimed hero, the grandpa is doing and smoking. And this is how maybe this happens even in the rural areas. This is something which should never be encouraged, but still it's happening in many places. Maybe with a generation gone, the smoking has come down a lot in our country, but with the added issue of substance abuse on the other side coming up. But anyway, tobacco smoke has come down, and in utero exposure also has lasting effects. And fortunately, in our country, we don't have that much of maternal smoking, but in the Western world, it's still a major threat. They said the children deserve smoke-free world. It's our own article in the Indian Journal of Pediatrics earlier, Dr. Krishna Mohan. And tobacco smoke, this is something which has been a revelation, something which has took us by storm. The developing fetus exposed to environmental tobacco smoke. Maybe a secondhand tobacco, the father may be smoking and the mother may be resting on the bed, on the couch. And it is via umbilical cord, the baby's immune system has deviated to asthmatic and allergic phenotype. And then later on asthma in later life. So there are certain studies, but then they are not that robust, maybe level A evidence. Still, this is something which is coming up and may definitely will be something which has to be a great concern in the future, because the second-hand tobacco smoke is happening in a good way in many small the families. The mothers, even in pregnancy, they are exposed to tobacco smoke. Not only they don't smoke that much in our country, but they are exposed. So their baby's immune system can take a change to asthmatic and allergic phenotype. Again, smoking parents, there are studies, there are 21% clinically diagnosed asthma, either parent being a smoker. Many studies are there, and especially in the first 5 to 7 years of life is there developing asthma or wheezing is more related to smoking. You don't need any evidence for that. It is I think most of the practitioners can vouch for it. And many times the parents will say, I smoke occasionally only, my child is occasionally exposed. Well, very rarely only I smoke with this my child around, but then there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand tobacco smoke. Even a minimal level, it could be good enough to give him some damage, because his lung is a developing lung. Its ongoing lung development is hampered very much. Third-hand smoke is still another concern, which many grandparents, they don't realize, parents or grandparents. I have seen even in my practice in the earlier place where there are a lot of smoking grandparents are there. They come home and then before entering the house, they throw away their cigarette or the BD. And then once they are inside the house, the toddlers, they get into their lap and then he pampers the toddlers. And the inanimate, even the smoke particles are residual nicotine and other chemicals on his shirt or in his dress, be deposited on indoor surfaces, and the child may be frequently exposed to it. So this third-hand smoke does not come directly, but from the surfaces and contaminated surfaces. And we have seen many situations where the asthma and other incidences in family circumstances have come down when the situation of a third-hand tobacco smoke is out. The grandparent has expired or the mother has moved to some other house with their own nuclear family setup. The smoke, maybe multiple reasons are there, but it's always a true statement that third-hand tobacco smoke stands vindicated as a cause of allergy and asthma in many rural households. Again, another one is the incense stick, which we feel that for religious reasons, maybe you always feel that this is something which brings us good luck and good fortune for the family. But it is at the risk of maybe some amount of particulate matter, because a typical composition of incense stick contains herbal, wood powder, fragrance material, adhesive powder, because it cannot just come like that. Fragrance and bamboo stick is there. So you see, when plenty of toluene, xylenes, aldehydes, benzene, everything is released. One study from Guha Krishnasamy and David is the molecular effects are there. There is a lot of studies are there. There is absolutely no doubt about the incense sticks or other similar materials used for the household fuming or in the prayers do some harm. Again, mosquito coils, unbelievable. You see maybe many mosquito coils, we are out of that, many in the middle class or upper middle class families, but not in the smaller rural households. One mosquito coil, you say that the particulate matter 2.5 mass is around 75 to 137 cigarettes, the equivalent. So you get out of the cigarettes, but 175 cigarettes, burning of 75 cigarettes is amazing. It's so much of particulate matter is there. And the emission of formaldehyde from one coil is equivalent to 51 cigarettes. These are all studies basically from Taiwan and China. They are the ones, I think, a lot of mosquito coils are being used in that part of the world. And many studies are there. Maybe the numbers may differ, 75, 137, but all said and done, it's a huge amount of particulate matter is released by one mosquito coil. You can see the matter, the debris down out there, but it is not the debris. The matter released into the atmosphere around is more alarming. And most of the times, they just being kept under the bed or under the couch where the child sleeps or the parent sleeps. So this is something which I believe we need to really get out of it. And then asbestos, many building material constructions used for asbestos, again, a long time exposure may cause cancer. And again, the mortine and other things, and even the perfumes and propellants, they all contain so much of chemicals. So the mother is using this chemical, these perfumes or other chemicals, and but the child lying on the bed, and maybe an infant or a 1-year-old toddler may be there. He is being exposed, and not only one day, every day it could be happening. maybe the mother may not be aware of what's in store for her baby. So chemical irritation of the airways has to be considered if there is an allergic airway disorder or other aspects in the baby. Again, having gone through that, the particulate matter, other things, you have just have a look at the biological pollutants again, the living organism, the greatest threat for something which we cannot get out of it. The might is there, because this is something the parents will be really scared about. If you see the electron microscopic view of the mite, if you say the mighty mite, because it looks like a rhinoceros. I show this picture to the parents and they really get scared anytime. What we feel is that a pillow which has been used for an year, a pillow, it carries around 1 million dust mites, 1 million. So that this basically the dust mites that live upon the human dander, that the skin and the hair and other dander which is shed from our human surfaces is a good nutrient for this, the dust mite. So the dust mites, 1 million is enormous, and pillows we never wash, we never take it out. But the bed sheets may wash. So what we are doing is we need to take the pillows to the sun dry, take it to the sun at least once in a month. Keep it there for about 2 hours. That's easily done. The beddings we cannot, the mattresses we cannot take, because many of the mattresses are now made up for the room itself. So you can at least lift it and get it exposed to the sunlight, so that it's not simply tapping it and cleaning it is not sufficient. That's a message. So it's microscopic. It feeds on human scales and debris. The fecal pellets are there from the dust mite. Major source, 10 to 40 microns is their size. We don't recognize them at any place. So that there are many types are there. And again, that minimize what exactly could be the suggestions to the parents. You should not have too many items in the room, like what is an open cloth line. Cloth line will be there, will be putting their clothes there. You have some wardrobes, if possible. It may not be that feasible in all homes, their financial standings, but people can really do this cloth line in another room. If they have got another room where the child is not sleeping, spending more time, study room of the child, they should not keep this. And if possible, they engage the mattresses, sunlight exposure, and air conditioner, if affordable, it's always beneficial. The generation is changing, the times are changing, people are using the air conditioner. You use it around 27 to 28 degrees Celsius with a humidity of less around 40 to 45%. That could be one. Then upholstered furniture, carpets if possible. Then there are studies like this dust mite allergen in the amniotic fluid and umbilical cord. These are all alarming studies. Actually, they are not that good for the population as a whole. We cannot prevent the dust mite, and dust mites even are detected in the amniotic fluid and umbilical cord blood. Something which goes into the next generation, the placental barrier. And apart from the dust mites, the cockroach, basically linked to asthma in major cities. Inner cities actually, and derived from saliva and fecal pellets of this cockroach. Again, cockroaches usually live where there is something to eat, so don't keep anything in the open. Everything could be closed, and it's always said that if there is one cockroach moving around, it means there are several hundred hiding nearby. We always see that you kill one, you get out of one cockroach out, you say another 5 coming up. So it's a usual dictum. So always try to keep food apart items as much as not within the reach of cockroach, or should not encourage the cockroaches to multiply. So sealing cracks in the flooring on walls, removing sources of food and water like fecal cleaning and regular extermination. It's not that possible everywhere, but you can see they multiply like anything. So infested areas is also advised. So cockroach is another one. Again, cat, a lot of discussions on cat, how the cat is there, but there is always feel that the male cats are more dangerous, and this is a good understanding. Even when the cats are there, the cat is there in a house, the cat dander is found for 3 to 4 months even after removal of the cat from the particular area. The cat has been, you got the cat out of the house and then got it out somewhere else. But then even for the mattress, it's there, the mats are there, floor mats are there. Even for 3 to 4 months, the cat dander is found. So it's a much more light and remains suspended and more dangerous than the other pet, the dogs. So the cats are more dangerous for that reason. But dogs, still there are some confusion whether early exposure to the pets may be something good or bad. We have listened to many of the experts talking about it, Dr. Paramesh, Dr. Sukumaran sir, and others talking about it. Protective measures: removal of pet from home, washing cats, dogs regularly, mattress covers, and wash hands immediately after contact. These are all things which we can do, even if you want to have the pets at home. And moles, both indoors and outdoors, they cause both perennial and seasonal symptoms. They grow best in moist places, and common ones are alternate area. You can see this. So, if possible, try to minimize the moisture inside the houses. Again, the preventive steps, last few suggestions or discussions. Any preventive steps, or is it feasible? Preventive steps, yes. Something from the community level or from the government level, really rely more on renewable energy sources, solar or wind energy like that, and more usage of mass transit system like buses, trains, and even carpooling. There are many evidences. Even in the Olympics in Atlanta, they suggested that no vehicles are allowed inside the city for about 20 kilometers, and they used to track these people, the participants and the population, by train. So that is certain things. And even in certain countries like Netherlands, they use bicycles anywhere. Recently, I had been there. Bicycles like anything, and you see occasional cars. So these are all things which the policy makers can give thought, and over a period of time can be evolved. Give adequate care to vehicles, dry vehicles, petrol vehicles are less polluting. So these are renewable energy sources, and most more of other alternate travel systems. And even Delhi to the Chief Minister of the Delhi, they are introduced actually the alternate day car system, carpooling, where the even numbers are out, but then still it's all the civil obedience first. We have to the civil society has to first of all get convinced and agree upon these common terms, the common methodologies. Recommendations for school. Scheduling outdoor activities during time of the day, when, as I said, 3 to 5 p.m. is something which is not advisable. Something after 5 or in the before noon. Prohibit the entry. This is something which you should really be executed. Entry of the vehicles inside the school campus. Many a time you see the school buses inside inside the campus itself, and they will be gearing up and down, and the engine may be being shunted, and a lot of pollution is being caused by the school buses inside the campus. So I think once they drop the children inside, they have to leave the campus. These are all things which we have noticed over the years. Proper steps to sort and recycle waste, eliminate use of tobacco and other things. And again, scheduling painting works in the schools when the school is not in session, school health committee, and these are all, I mean, some suggestions which many schools are implementing, but not exactly much is happening on the floor. Suggestions are there. And looking ahead, friends, care your air. That is, we need to provide our children with a better place to live. How it is feasible, we need to decide, and we need to make a plan. And being long-term detrimental effects of inhaling polluted air are quite alarming. As we say, the outdoor pollutants, the indoor pollutants, they have got outdoor sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, how ozone is alarming. So everything has got its own effect. And outdoor pollution, we cannot do much, but we have to have an advocacy. We can augment our advocacy with the regulatory agencies, government, or because Indian Academy of Pediatrics. And for that reason, I'm happy that the environmental chapter of Indian Academy of Pediatrics have been doing a lot, and even the green initiative, they have taken the conferences, the plastics, they are not getting out. Even the infectious disease national conference at Vellore, Dr. Namadan team introduced this, and even Dr. Ramesh Bajania, Dr. Balachandran, and Dr. Alok Gupta, they are all talking about the green initiatives in the conferences. Maybe a decade later, these things will definitely be, even in many conferences we have seen in Tamil Nadu conference also, I have seen only water bottles only. We don't see plastic bottles with the water. So these are all, but maybe we can, the government is, and the agencies will naturally, the community will be more sensitized to this, and more measures will come from the different agencies and different institutions on that regard. And indoor pollution is basically a family, upper middle class or a middle class family can definitely work upon it. More vigilance is needed, determinants. They can see that, as I said, the incense stick is there, the mosquito coils are there. You can see the pillows being sun-dried regularly, the cloth lines being inside. So the middle class family may not be that feasible with a low income group, but basically those who, if we put some focused efforts on this can be improved. But also outdoor pollution is the main determinant, which we believe that as you see, the air quality index in certain cities are quite good. As you see in Satna, it's only 13 in Madhya Pradesh. Mizoram as well is maintaining an air quality index of something around 20 to 30 over the years on many seasons. And even that Bagburi in Maharashtra is there. So many cities are maintaining it. So we need to have more of I think green cities and the supporting atmosphere in many places to get this outdoor air pollution coming down in a big way. I believe, friends, this has been something which been very close to my heart, and we have been working on this in the environment chapter. And many a time I've seen Dr. Ruth Etzel and the environmental in the international forum talking much more about the environmental hazards. It's a time when we really have to look ahead and see how much we can contribute on this. At least the counseling the parents and the indoor pollution is definitely work. Outdoor pollutions to a certain extent, how using the mask, we have seen how much the respiratory infections are come down during the days when the mask has been used. And once the mask is out, you can see the respiratory disorders like anything, multiple viruses and multiple episodes of viral infections. So the mask is definitely worth not only to prevent corona, to prevent the air pollution, so to prevent the hazards of air pollution. So we need to give a better place for our children to live and healthy air for our children in the future. So thank you very much, team Coimbatore, team TNSC for the opportunity and for delivering this session in the name of the great person, a human person, Dr. Sivasubramaniam, and all that the stalwarts here from TNSC, Tamil Nadu chapter, as well as office bearers, Coimbatore. And I really wanted to make it physically there, and we really wanted to do it. But it's a great privilege being there with you on this platform and with my dear friends and sharing some of my thoughts on the healthy air and how they can make a contribute to healthy children, how much we can, or it's possible from our side, the efforts can sustain, bring them a better life. Thank you very much, and we wish you a very happy New Year. Good time with the post-COVID era, we hope. And it has been a wonderful journey with you in the IAP for the last 1 year. I really, I may say, the positive vibes, I may say, the vibes, it was really vibes only. I really, it comes to my heart. The being with my friends, my energy is doubled. And I believe I can do anything when I am with my friends. That was the thought. And IAP is such a great family, which all of you should really enjoy. I always say academics with camaraderie, that should be our motto, and we should keep learning from IAP as a family and as an organization which can sustain our academics and our bonding to the community and our commitment to the community. Thanks, Jalil Bhai. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Jayavardhane. Thanks, Fausia, Coimbatore branch. And again, the treasurer also, and Muruganandan, and also Rajendran, as well as Neminathan. I did not take his name. Neminathan is Mulay Balaji, and the secretaries and Balashankar and Srinivasan sir, both Srinivasan sirs. And again, Dr. Ramasamy sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the excellent lecture. May I request Dr. Jalin sir for the concluding remarks?
Sir, wonderful, blessed, and very informative, lucid presentation is a need of the hour, sir. On behalf of IAP Coimbatore and Tamil Nadu, we put our thanks to you at your feet. Thank you. Sir has mentioned about the ill effects of air pollution. Breathing this polluted air for a long time definitely hazards the lung. It has got its own oxidative stress, sir has mentioned. And I should mention about one news which I gathered. You must be heard about the Ela, who lived near southeast of London, become the first person in the United Kingdom to have air pollution listed as a cause of her death way back in 2013. So, as are recommended, how we can prevent these children from this air pollution, we all follow the standard recommendation, and we have our own chapter, environmental chapter in our IAP. And this is what I have observed in this last decade, more of non-communicable diseases. Our academy is concentrating, sir. I must thank you for highlighting your action plan towards this under 5 mortality and all the other presidential action plan we are carrying out, and it is a wonderful way of servicing our IAP and our community, sir. So I will request the closing remarks for our mentor, Professor Ramasamy sir, about this. A few words, sir. Please, your comments, sir.
I have nothing more to add. What is really required for the practicing pediatricians? You know, how much counseling you can do to parents. I think our life has to be patterned on the basis of science. We have to tell the parents. I think, you know, every activity of ours in their life must be based on scientific thinking and scientific evidence to the extent possible. And especially indoor air pollution, very nicely he has highlighted them. And of course, outdoor air pollution, as an individual, we cannot really do much. But he mentioned the advocacy role, which is extremely important. So people are getting sensitized, people are getting better informed, things will definitely change, you know, in the right direction eventually. And compared to the many countries, cities in the Western world, our cities and towns are really, really polluted. There's no doubt about it. And our way of living also has to it. And so I think all the important points have been beautifully covered by Dr. Ramesh Kumar, our president. Thank you very much. I have nothing more to add. There are excellent articles in New England Journal of Medicine on this, and people interested can go through that. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, shall we conclude, sir? Jalil, sir?
Yeah, please. Anyone want to do that closing remarks? That Professor Srinivasan, sir? Alok Gupta, sir?
Yeah, it's a wonderful talk and it's very relevant for the present day because, you know, with so much of pollution, the cases of asthma and allergic disorders are increasing in number. And I'm happy to listen to Dr. Ramasamy's voice again. About 2 months. Always I feel refreshed when I listen to him. Thank you. And then all of you. Wish you once again Happy New Year. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It was a wonderful oration by President Ramesh, sir. And air pollution and environment and child health not only contributes to the non-communicable diseases, but also intensifies the communicable diseases. We become more prone to communicable diseases like infections if we are exposed to air pollution and other environmental factors. So in fact, the environment is the milieu in which we live in, just like a fetus growing in the womb. So it depends upon the amniotic fluid, what type of amniotic fluid is present in the womb. Is it absolutely clean? It is absolutely non-poisonous. It is pure. And that is how our environment works, the outdoor environment when we after our birth. And that is the milieu in which we live in. And that has to be pure. And we need to do a lot to save our children, like Dr. President Ramesh sir pointed out in the environment chapter. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Vijay Krishna, sir, would you like to say some words? Thank you, sir. Over to Fauzia.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of IAP Coimbatore, I would like to thank all the faculty for sparing their time for us. And I would like to thank all the participants for being a part of this superb oration. And lastly, I would like to thank Tirumurugan sir for supporting all the digital works. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Dr. Fauzia, with your permission, with the permission from our President Coimbatore chapter, would you permit me to make an announcement?
Sure, sir.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Thank you very much. On the 6th of January at 8 a.m. in the morning at our hospital auditorium, there will be Professor Reinhardt's oration. And the oration will be delivered by a public health scientist, Dr. Vinu Aram, who is an internationally acclaimed scientist. So I would like all our Coimbatore pediatricians who are free. It commences at 8 and closes by 9, and a breakfast will be served. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Noted.
That's all. Thank you.
I thank personally Tirumurugan sir for his excellent cooperation, and I wish all of you Happy New Year, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy New Year, sir. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
And thanks for the
Happy New
opportunity.
Year, Happy New Year, everyone.
Really enjoyed being with you, with great friends.
Bless
Members
us
like
all.
Srinivasan sir, Ramasamy sir, all of
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fauzia.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
I'm just ending the
Thank-
program.
There is Dr. Srinivasan, sir.